1995 Saturn S series dual cam with a manual transmission. We're going to be replacing the master and slave clutch cylinder assembly, which is right here. So the first thing we need to do is remove the battery cables, remove the air intake, pull off this. So basically, you remove this hose. Be careful at this part because you don't want to break this piece. So tuck the hose out of the way. And then you need pliers right here and right here. That'll allow you to pull the breather tube out of the way. And then the air box. So if you take the breather hose off, it's going to look like that. And then the air filter, take the clips off, pull the top off, take the filter itself, flip it inside here. Okay, put this over to the side. Sweet. As far as this assembly goes, how is this connected? So you've got two 10mm screws right here, and once those come out, you should be able to take this off. You're going to have to remove this portion of the breather box, which is just going to be a clip. So you just go ahead and put a flathead in and work this clip upwards, and then once you do that, it'll eventually come out. And there's actually a third 10mm right down here. The clip here, and for this sensor you just have to wiggle this off, put a little flathead in right here under this tab and pry it up and off. The battery, the tie down is a 10mm right here, and the battery cables are both 8mm. And then another 10 right under the radiator hose right there. And once this is out of the way, you can just go ahead and bend this or something. There's also one more 10mm right here, so that way you can take this all off. But I think with that up like that, it'll give us enough room to clear the battery out of there. Once the battery's out, you've got two bolts, one right here, one right here. Now, the back one I got out with a 12. The front one I got out with a 1/2 inch or a 13. So, it's either going to be a 12 or a 13. Just test it on there before you hit it with any power tools so you don't strip it. And there's one more bolt right there holding on the battery tray, which is also a 1/2 inch. So once you get that off, you should be able to get it off. Let me see if I can show you guys the other side of it. So right there, right where my light is shining, that's where the bolt will go through to hold the battery tray on. So the bolt is loose, so you can see the tray is moving now. Alright, now once the battery tray is off, you've got the slave cylinder here, and the master is back there if you follow that line behind the ABS module. So for this back bolt, you're going to want to use a 13 with an extension so you can get in on that, and then the front one just a 13 normal size socket so you have enough room to get your ratchet in there as well. Okay, the next step is to come over here under the dash and okay, so this is okay right here, clutch pedal, and this clip right here, if it'll focus right there, that's the one that needs to be removed, which you just need a flathead. Okay, so the master cylinder for the clutch is right down here. This is it right here. and so you need to turn it to the right, which I've already done, and then at that point you can actually move it around a little bit and get it out of the way. So I push it down, I think, and we'll just wiggle it until it comes free and we can completely remove it. So with this already out, the master is already out. The slave cylinder, I guess we turn to the right and we pull out. Oh, there we go. And that's it. And I'll get this out of the way and then I'll show another clip of it completely removed. Okay, so we've got the old part, and then this is the new part here. This is the hole in the transmission where it goes in. Okay. And then that's the hole back there in the firewall where it sticks through. Okay, and then when you install it, you just go in the opposite order. Start by installing the slave cylinder, then feed the master through, and then bolt everything up, put the battery back, and you're good to go. So that's the new part installed. There's a couple grooves, 3 grooves. You have to line it up in those grooves, push it, and then turn it. So looking at the old part, you can see there's 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3. And you have to shove it in and then turn it so that it locks. And it'll have this on there. This broke off when I was taking it out. The rod, so like that. Okay, so I should have just done this from the beginning, but if you unbolt the whole brake booster assembly or the ABS module, there's 2 15mm nuts that sit on these 2 studs right here. You can slide it out of the way, and it's gonna make your life a whole lot easier when you put this in. So you can see that's the master cylinder back there. You have to kind of rotate it to the right, put it in, and then crank it back and it'll fit. So that's pretty much how you get that in. Now I can put the brake, ABS, everything, all the ABS shit can go back on here. And if you don't have ABS, you don't have to worry about this. This is only for cars with ABS. And see, it just fits on there like that. And then you've got 2 15mm nuts. One goes on right here. And right here. So there you go. And then the master cylinder's in, and the slave cylinder is in, so we're almost done. Okay, so this is in place. Everything's in place and all hooked up. It's hooked up underneath, so put everything back and we're good. While I was in here, I did a little wire repair, wrapped this wire loom, and I cleaned off the housing of the transmission because it was pretty greasy. So we're looking good. So here is the car running. We'll let the lid down. And we're gonna back it up, back it out. And this is the final test to see if the master and clutch slave cylinder worked. So we have reverse, and we are moving. Fixed.